In this video, we will be going over how to find the volume of composite shapes. A composite shape is a shape that consists of one or more geometric figures. Just like in this example here, we have a cone placed on top of a cylinder, so this will be a composite shape because this entire figure is made up of a cone and a cylinder, which are two different geometric figures. Here are a few volume formulas. So the volume of a cylinder is just the area of the base times the height. So the base of a cylinder is a circle. So the area of the base will just be the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. And then to find the volume of that, then we just multiply pi r squared by h. The volume of a cone is exactly the same as the volume of a cylinder, except for we multiply by 1/3. And then the volume of a sphere is 4/3 times pi r cubed. In this example, we are going to find the volume of this composite shape. We will use 3.14 for pi in this case. So here I see a cone on top of a very short cylinder. So the volume of the cone is 1/3 pi r squared h. I see that the radius is 5 and that the height of the cone is 13. So now to find the volume of this, I will just go ahead and replace the radius with 5 and the height with 13. I'm also going to replace pi with 3.14 because in this case we are approximating. Plugging this into the calculator, we will get 340.17 when we round to the nearest hundredth. And this will be centimeters cubed. Now we can go ahead and find the volume of the cylinder that is right below it. So for this one, we'll use the formula pi r squared h. So in this case, the cylinder still shares the same radius, so the radius will be 5 as well, but then the height of the cylinder is 2. So now plugging this into the formula and replacing pi with 3.14, I get exactly 157 centimeters cubed. So now to find the total volume, I'm just going to add up the volume of the cone plus the volume of the cylinder. So I get 340.17 plus 157. And that will give me 497.17 centimeters cubed. Now let's look at another example. So we have a cube here with a hole inside that is shaped as a cone. So we want to find the volume of this figure. We're going to round our final answer to the nearest hundredth and use 3.14 for pi. The volume of a cube is equal to the side lengths multiplied together, so 6 times 6 times 6, which will give us 216 centimeters cubed. The volume of a cone is given by 1/3 pi r squared h, so I'm going to replace pi with 3.14, and then because the diameter, this 4 represents the diameter, then my radius will be equal to half of the diameter, which will be 2. So I'll get 2 squared. And then the height of the cone is 6 because that's the height of our cube. And then if I multiply that all together, I get 25.12 centimeters cubed. Now to find the volume of this figure, I'm just going to take the volume of the cube and do minus the volume of the cone. So I get 216 minus 25.12. And that will give me 190.88 centimeters cubed. Now let's find the volume of this composite shape. We are going to once again round our final answer to the nearest hundredth, and we're going to use 3.14 for pi. So I see that my shape is made up of a cone and half of a sphere, which is a hemisphere. So for the volume of my cone, that is 1/3 pi r squared h. So I see that my radius is 39. Now I just want to find the height, which is this length right here would be my height. Well, if the radius of the hemisphere is 39, then that means that this length is also the radius, which is 39. So then to find the height, I can just do 81 minus 39. And that will give me 42. Then we can plug all of this into our formula and replace pi with 3.14, and that will give me 66,863.16 feet cubed. Now the volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed, but if we want to find the volume of a hemisphere, we just need to divide that by 2. So if I divide this by 2, 4/3 divided by 2 is the same as saying 4/3 times 1/2. And if I simplify that fraction, the 2 and the 4 can simplify into a 2 and a 1, which will be 2/3. So now I get 2/3 pi r cubed. And the radius of my hemisphere is 39, so I can just plug that right in. And I will replace pi with 3.14 as well. So that will give me 124,174.44 feet cubed. So now my total volume is equal to the volume of the cone plus the volume of the hemisphere. And then adding those together, I will get 191,037.6 feet cubed.